I really, really, really hate icebreakers. The second entry in the Merriam-Webster dictionary defines an icebreaker as something that is done or said to get through the first difficulties of starting a conversation. Ironically, I opened this talk with an icebreaker. What I mean to say, though, is that I hate icebreaker questions. If you could have any superpower in the world, what would it be? What's your favorite season? What's your favorite ice cream flavor? I hate icebreakers because I never understood the point of them. Being able to fly, summer, mint chocolate chip. What did any of that say about me as a person? That I like to travel, that I hate the cold, that I like the taste of toothpaste. I mean, if I were to meet someone for the first time on the streets after I leave this talk, I don't want the first thing they learn about me to be that I like mint chocolate chip. When you're answering these icebreaker questions, you're taking this irrelevant aspect of yourself and presenting it as means of introducing you as a person. There's a word for this, reductionism, or the act of taking a large sum of information and simplifying it into something easier to understand, smaller, reduced. You, a large sum of childhood memories, inane preferences, and controversial opinions, reduce yourself into a simple one-word or one-phrase answer at the beginning of the school year to a group of people you might not ever talk to again. It's people that are only going to remember you as the guy that likes the taste of toothpaste. See, for most people, these icebreaker questions are kind of just offhanded introductions, offhanded conversation starters. But when we reduce ourselves in this subconscious way, when we put ourselves into these small boxes, does it actually have any good? Does it have any value? Does reductionism have any value? While applying to colleges, I was looking at applications and scholarships that asked me about my identity. On top of being an avid mint chocolate chip lover, I'm also Capricorn. Slytherin is my Hogwarts house. For the past 4 years, I've identified as transgender. Do I think any of these reduced, simplistic traits say anything about me? No, not really. Am I proud of them? Yeah, sure. Draco Malfoy is still one of my favorite characters from the original Harry Potter series. It never seems to matter what I am, though. What matters is what other people see me as. It doesn't matter what my one-word label is, so much as the connotations of that one-word label. And back to the college example, while I was looking for all of these scholarships, all of these essays, and trying to find something I could write, all of them, or at least maybe 5 of them, asked me about my identity. What made my identity special? What made me worth accepting into a 1-digit, upper echelon private school? What did my identity mean to me? Have you know, I was tempted to write about mint chocolate chip. I didn't. I wrote about being transgender. While I was writing, slaving away, I was tasked with reducing myself, my identity, into a mere 650 words. I ended up with 2 essays. One was lighthearted, and it was an overview of my achievements in the Gender and Sexuality Alliance for the past 4 years of high school. It was witty, it was kind of fun, but I was trying to cram so much of what I had done and what my other friends had done into this 2-pager with double spacing. And instead of being an honest reflection, it was just this rapid-fire list of words and tasks that didn't have any meaning that I couldn't explain. While I was writing the second one, it was significantly more honest, but it was also more brutal. It was this angsty think piece about self-discovery, and it overviewed a time I tried to commit suicide and how that influenced me as a person now. I mean, it's not easy being transgender, and 21st century has normalized it, but I still live in a largely conservative household, in a largely conservative neighborhood, in a space where gender studies and transgender and as a topic is not very widely explored. And I was trying to cram my 18 years of suffering and grievances and self-discovery into 2 pages, double-spaced. And while I was rereading both essays, I didn't feel a connection to either boy. Sure, we had the same name, same experiences, same dry, witty humor that had no place being in a professional essay. Same transgender identity. That's where the line was drawn. I was reading about me, sure, but I wasn't reading about my identity. I was reading about a bulleted trait, not about a person. See, all this college and scholarship essay stuff, that's all you're doing, reducing yourself into a bulleted list of traits that are supposed to make you special. I was doing the exact thing. All of us applicants on those Pride scholarships, were doing the exact thing our community was trying so hard to undo, putting ourselves in boxes, telling everyone else our boxes were better, sparklier, more special than everyone else around us. We were reducing ourselves to fish, pushing each other to the sides of tanks, reaching for the same food. On a larger scale, high school students, college applicants, professionals trying to make it up the workplace ladder, we all reduce ourselves into fish, pushing each other to the sides of tanks, reaching for the same food. I hated writing those essays. I hated answering those questions at the beginning of the school year. I hated my one-word label. But it had come to a point where society had normalized labels and boxes, labels for those boxes, that all I knew was adding more words to myself, adding more bullets to myself to make myself be more special. I wasn't just Capricorn. I wasn't just a Slytherin. I wasn't just someone that liked mint chocolate chip. I was a Capricorn sun, Cancer moon, Capricorn rising, Sagittarius Mars. I was a Slytherin at Hogwarts, but also a Thunderbird at Ilvermorny with a cherry wood phoenix feather wand. I liked 2 scoops of mint ice cream, mint plain ice cream, with chocolate chips and Oreos added on top. I wasn't the only person that was adding more and more labels to myself either. I mean, when my brother was applying for work, he wasn't just a CS major. He was a first-generation Chinese immigrant, computer science, computer engineering, double major, with years and years of experience in hardware. That hardware experience was constructing gaming setups in his room during quarantine, but it made him more special. And I have so many experiences seeing this tendency to add more and more to ourselves, more and more reduced labels. When I'm scrolling through social media, or earlier in the year when I was helping my other friends write out their applications, I have so many vivid memories, so many vivid recollections of opening a bio and seeing not just star signs, but enneagrams and MBTI types, and reading through all my friends' lists of upstanding traits and volunteer organizations, extracurriculars, jobs, all of which ended up blurring together into an indecipherable mess. We were making our boxes larger, sure, but we were still making those boxes out of more boxes. Colleges are supposed to connect with their applications, and hiring managers are supposed to connect with their resumes, and we as people are supposed to connect with our peers sitting around us at the first day of school, but we don't. Our reduced traits don't help us connect. I don't know how to tell you how to connect with someone that's Capricorn. I don't even know what it means to be Capricorn. I can't tell you how to connect with someone that's a Slytherin, or someone that likes mint chocolate chip. I don't know how to tell you how to connect with someone that's transgender. I don't even know what it means to be transgender. It's just a label I've put on myself. But what I can tell you is that there is one box, one label that's large enough for all of us. It's human. We're all human. We're all a sum of childhood memories, inane preferences, and controversial opinions. We're all humans. Colleges are accepting human beings with a drive to learn. Hiring managers are accepting human beings with a drive to earn, and we're just human beings stumbling through this life thing with shaky legs and awkward small talk started by our teachers who Googled questions to ask to the class 2 seconds before the period started. We're all human, and sure, it's a reduced label, but it says everything about us. And isn't that enough to connect on? Shouldn't that be enough to connect on? Thank you.